Hello, Golden State Warriors fan. We're back with an exclusive video bringing you the latest updates. First of all, subscribe to the channel and like the video. It's crucial for you to stay informed with the news daily. Without further ado, let's get to the news. Jonathan Kuminga's story with the Golden State Warriors has become one of the most intriguing and, frankly, frustrating dramas in recent NBA seasons. What started as the hopeful journey of a supremely gifted young athlete has turned into a complicated narrative filled with tension, unanswered questions, and a growing divide between player and franchise. For fans, this saga is like a long-running show that refuses to give us a satisfying conclusion, leaving everyone wondering, what's really going on with Kuminga? Will he stay, or is he on his way out? And more importantly, why has it gotten so complicated? At the heart of it all is a young man bursting with talent. Kuminga, just 22 years old, possesses an athleticism that seems almost otherworldly. He can leap, slash, and defend with a level of physicality that NBA teams dream of when scouting prospects. On his best days, he flashes the potential to be a game-changer, a player who could evolve into a core piece for any franchise. But the frustrating part for him, and for observers, is that potential hasn't yet translated into consistent playing time or a defined role within the Warriors system. And that's where the trouble begins. The Warriors are a team that has been built around championship windows and established stars. Stephen Curry, Draymond Green, and others have set a high bar, and the organization's focus has consistently been on winning now, often leaning on experienced veterans who bring stability and proven results. For a young player like Kuminga, that means competing not just against opponents on the court, but also against the realities of roster construction and the team's immediate goals. The result? His minutes are unpredictable, and some nights he finds himself watching from the sidelines when he clearly believes he deserves more time to showcase his skills. This tension reached a breaking point when Kuminga reportedly turned down the Warriors' contract extension offer, which was seen by many as reasonable given his current production and status. The reasons behind the rejection aren't just about money, though that certainly plays a role. Kuminga is said to have wanted to maintain his no-trade clause and reportedly seeks a salary that reflects his belief in his future value. Numbers of the Warriors were hesitant to meet. From his perspective, the offer felt like a limitation on his growth and a sign that the team wasn't fully committing to him as a foundational player. From the Warriors' point of view, Kuminga is seen as a project, a rare asset that could pay off handsomely with the right development. They're weighing his upside carefully, trying not to rush into decisions that could undermine the team's chances at championships in the short term. They want to maximize his potential value, whether that means keeping him around to grow into a star or leveraging him in a trade package that brings back proven talent. This cautious approach, however, sends mixed signals to Kuminga and the public. Is he untouchable, or is he just another piece available for the right offer? The ambiguity is wearing on everyone. Trade rumors swirl constantly, with Sacramento and Phoenix reportedly interested in Kuminga. The Kings, in particular, seem ready to offer him a starring role, something he hasn't fully had in Golden State. Meanwhile, the Warriors reportedly resisted including some key players like Buddy Hield or Moses Moody in trade talks, signaling they don't want to weaken their depth or lose valuable wings just to facilitate a deal. This stance complicates negotiations and adds another layer of uncertainty. The Warriors want to maintain roster balance while figuring out what to do with a player who clearly wants more control over his career. Meanwhile, the pressure is mounting on Kuminga himself. At this stage in his career, it's understandable that he wants to prove himself, to have the ball in his hands, and to play meaningful minutes. Young players often struggle with the challenge of carving out a role in a team loaded with veterans. Kuminga's frustration is relatable, especially when you consider how fleeting NBA careers can be and how crucial these formative years are for establishing a reputation and confidence. The lack of a clear path forward feels like a cage for someone who has so much talent, but is being asked to sit patiently on the bench. Yet, the Warriors also face a dilemma. They are a win-now team with a ticking clock on their championship window. Hand-holding or giving a developing player a long leash isn't always an option when every game counts and playoffs runs demand experience and reliability. It's not that the Warriors don't believe in Kuminga's talent. In fact, their reluctance to make any trade that diminishes their depth shows a commitment to building a strong roster. But their priority remains winning titles. This puts Kuminga's personal ambitions at odds with the team's immediate goals, creating a lose-lose scenario where no one quite wins. This standoff has become a sort of basketball soap opera, with each side standing firm, neither willing to budge, and fans left to speculate. Some believe Kuminga would thrive in Sacramento's system, where his athleticism and skill set could be maximized in a faster-paced, more open offense. Others think Golden State should find a way to integrate him better, hoping that his development can accelerate under Steve Kerr's coaching once given a consistent role. But the reality is that, for now, the status quo persists, and Kuminga remains a player in limbo. Adding another twist to this saga is the potential return of Klay Thompson, one of the franchise's beloved figures, in a multi-team trade that could also involve Malik Monk and Brandon Williams. This kind of complex negotiation reflects the lengths to which the Warriors are willing to go to balance their roster, chase another title, and resolve the Kuminga question once and for all. Bringing Thompson back would reunite the core that brought multiple championships and restore a familiar chemistry on the court. But it also requires moving pieces around in ways that impact Kuminga's future directly. The drama around Kuminga highlights a broader tension that NBA teams face: how to manage the delicate balance between developing young talent and competing at the highest level immediately. For the Warriors, a franchise steeped in success and focused on preserving their championship window, this is a particularly tough line to walk. For Kuminga, it's a personal and professional crossroads, one that will likely define his career trajectory in the coming seasons. In the meantime, the saga continues to play out publicly. Kuminga stands his ground, the Warriors hold their cards close, and fans watch anxiously, hoping that the next chapter brings clarity, whether that means a fresh start somewhere new or finally finding a stable, impactful role in Golden State. Whatever happens, one thing is certain: this story is far from over, and its resolution will have ripple effects for both the player and the franchise in ways that could shape the NBA landscape for years to come. The story of Jonathan Kuminga and the Golden State Warriors remains one of the most compelling and perplexing sagas in today's NBA landscape. Trade rumors have circulated relentlessly, with Sacramento Kings often mentioned as a potential landing spot for Kuminga. The Kings, known for their youth movement and faster-paced offensive style, might offer Kuminga the kind of environment he craves, one with more freedom, responsibility, and opportunity to develop as a primary contributor. For Sacramento, acquiring a player with Kuminga's upside could accelerate their rebuild and potentially change the narrative around their franchise. Yet, the Warriors' reluctance to include key players like Buddy Hield or Moses Moody in any deal points to a protective stance on their roster depth and wing rotation. This refusal to part with important pieces creates a bottleneck, limiting options and prolonging the stalemate. Kuminga's situation highlights the complexities that arise when a team's immediate goals clash with a player's long-term development. The Warriors, chasing championships in a league where every game counts, cannot afford to invest too heavily in a player whose impact remains inconsistent. At the same time, Kuminga's frustration is entirely valid. A young player with his gifts and aspirations wants to prove that he belongs, wants the ball in his hands, and deserves a role that reflects his potential. The resulting tension leaves both sides stuck, neither willing to fully commit to a path that might involve sacrifice or risk. Meanwhile, the potential return of Klay Thompson adds another layer to this intricate puzzle. Thompson's departure last season was felt deeply by Warriors fans, who admired his loyalty, sharpshooting, and championship pedigree. His reunion with Golden State in a proposed three-team trade signals a desire by the franchise to recapture the core that brought them so much success. This move could reinvigorate the team's chemistry and give the Warriors a familiar and reliable offensive weapon to complement Stephen Curry and Draymond Green. However, facilitating this trade requires moving other pieces, which directly impacts Kuminga's future and the team's flexibility. The inclusion of players like Malik Monk and Brandon Williams in trade talks further complicates the landscape. Each team involved has its own priorities and vision, which means negotiations are not just about talent exchange, but also about balancing salary caps, team needs, and future assets. For the Mavericks, adding a scorer like Monk helps rebuild after a disappointing season. For the Kings, bringing in Kuminga and Williams offers a chance to inject youth and talent into a roster that's searching for identity. For the Warriors, acquiring Thompson and a future draft pick represents a strategic effort to maximize their championship window while resolving the Kuminga dilemma. What makes this saga particularly fascinating is how it exposes the multifaceted nature of professional sports management. It's no longer just about talent evaluation or on-court performance. Front offices must juggle contract details, player morale, fan expectations, and the ever-present pressure to win titles. In Kuminga's case, his talent is undeniable, but the path forward is clouded by business realities and differing visions for his role. This uncertainty affects not only the player, but also the team's culture and long-term planning. For fans, watching this drama unfold is both captivating and frustrating. Kuminga represents a symbol of hope and future greatness, but also a reminder of how difficult it can be to harness potential within a high-stakes, results-driven environment. The narrative raises questions about how teams balance the development of young stars with the imperative to win immediately, and how players negotiate their place within established hierarchies. As the months progress, all eyes remain on how this story will evolve. Will the Warriors find a way to integrate Kuminga more fully into their system? Will a trade finally materialize that satisfies both parties and sends Kuminga to a fresh start? Or will this standoff drag on, testing the patience and resolve of everyone involved? Whatever the outcome, the saga of Jonathan Kuminga is a vivid example of the complex, often messy reality behind the glitz and glamour of the NBA. It's a reminder that behind every player is a human story, filled with ambition, conflict, and the relentless pursuit of greatness. In the end, Kuminga's journey is far from over. The coming months could bring pivotal changes that redefine his career and the Warriors' trajectory. Until then, the saga continues, a captivating, ongoing drama that keeps basketball fans around the world on edge, waiting for the next twist in this unfolding story. Before we continue, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Dubs updates. Let's keep going. Jonathan Kuminga's future with the Golden State Warriors has sparked a whirlwind of speculation among NBA fans and analysts alike, as rumors intensify around his confirmed departure at the end of the current season. Insiders whisper that Kuminga, once heralded as a key piece in the Warriors' championship puzzle, may be seeking new challenges beyond the Bay Area. The dynamic forward's decision to move on has sent ripples through the league, with many questioning what this means for both the Warriors and the player himself. The potential reshuffling of the Warriors roster could alter the team's trajectory, especially as they aim to maintain their elite status amid fierce competition. Kuminga's exit might open doors for emerging talents or signal a strategic shift in Golden State's approach to future campaigns. Yet there's also talk that this move could ignite a bidding war, with multiple franchises eyeing Kuminga's blend of athleticism, youth, and versatility. As the season progresses, fans and experts eagerly await confirmation of where Kuminga might land, with speculation ranging from high-profile contenders to teams desperate for a game-changer. The rumors alone have already injected excitement and uncertainty into the league, making Kuminga one of the most talked-about players as the trade deadline approaches. The implications of Jonathan Kuminga's confirmed departure from the Warriors are profound and multifaceted, casting a shadow over Golden State's strategic planning for the immediate future. As a young player with considerable upside, Kuminga's development was closely watched by coaches and scouts who believed he could evolve into a cornerstone. His announced exit raises questions about the internal dynamics of the Warriors organization. Are they reshaping their vision around their established stars, or is this a prelude to a larger rebuild? Speculation abounds that the front office might leverage Kuminga's trade value to acquire seasoned veterans or draft assets, potentially accelerating a transition phase. Meanwhile, whispers hint at Kuminga's desire for a more prominent role, something he may not fully realize with the Warriors' stacked lineup. This tension between player ambition and team composition could be the catalyst for the parting of ways. Across social media platforms and sports talk shows, fans debate whether the Warriors will regret losing a promising talent or if Kuminga's exit will prove beneficial in the long run. The uncertainty fuels continuous rumor mills about potential destinations, from teams with cap space ready to invest in youthful energy to contenders looking for a versatile wing to complement their stars. Each passing day only amplifies the narrative, creating a sense of anticipation for the final resolution. Among the many theories swirling about Jonathan Kuminga's future, one persistent thread suggests that his departure from Golden State may be a calculated move to maximize his growth and visibility. Sources close to the player hint that Kuminga is eager to escape the shadows of the Warriors' superstar core to establish himself as a definitive leader elsewhere. This notion fuels speculation that a team with a rebuilding or transitional agenda might be most appealing, offering Kuminga the opportunity to become a focal point rather than a complementary piece. Such a scenario would dramatically alter his career trajectory, potentially allowing him to showcase skills and leadership qualities that have remained underutilized in Golden State. On the flip side, rumors circulate that the Warriors' management might have pushed for this separation, aiming to create roster flexibility or avoid internal conflicts that could disrupt team chemistry. Analysts speculate about possible trade packages, with some suggesting Kuminga could be part of a multiplayer deal involving draft picks or established veterans. The intrigue grows as teams reportedly express interest, with some ready to offer lucrative contracts or promising roles. Behind the scenes, whispers of negotiations, player preferences, and management strategies create a complex tapestry of possibilities, leaving fans and experts alike engrossed in the unfolding saga of Kuminga's next destination. Adding fuel to the fire, recent murmurs imply that Jonathan Kuminga's departure could trigger a domino effect across the league, influencing not only the Warriors but also several other franchises engaged in reshaping their rosters. Industry insiders speculate that Kuminga's availability might spark competitive offers, with teams viewing this as a rare opportunity to secure a young, versatile forward with championship experience. This dynamic could elevate Kuminga's market value, potentially igniting a bidding war that alters trade strategies league-wide. Moreover, some speculate that Kuminga's move might inspire other Warriors players or young prospects to reconsider their futures, thereby accelerating Golden State's roster overhaul. The ripple effects could also impact salary cap dynamics, forcing teams to make difficult decisions about their personnel and future plans. Commentators debate whether Kuminga's departure will embolden contenders to strengthen their wings or motivate rebuilding teams to accelerate youth development. The swirling rumors even touch on the possibility of Kuminga pairing with another rising star in a blockbuster trade, hinting at a future power duo. The entire landscape seems poised for significant shifts, driven by the uncertain but tantalizing prospects linked to Kuminga's exit. As the rumor mill churns, the basketball world waits with bated breath, keenly aware that this move might be one of the most consequential of the offseason. Finally, the discourse around Jonathan Kuminga's impending exit from the Warriors has morphed into a broader discussion about the evolving nature of player-team relationships in the modern NBA. Kuminga's situation embodies the tension between individual career ambitions and team strategies in an era where players increasingly seek control over their destinies. Rumors suggest that Kuminga's decision reflects a growing trend of young stars prioritizing environments where they can maximize personal impact rather than simply fitting into established systems. This perspective resonates with a shift towards player empowerment and fluid team compositions, where moves are often influenced by factors beyond contracts and on-court roles, including branding, market exposure, and long-term development prospects. For the Warriors, this development forces a reevaluation of how they build and retain talent, potentially leading to new philosophies about balancing veteran leadership and youthful exuberance. Fans are divided, some viewing Kuminga's departure as a loss that might weaken the Warriors' competitive edge, others seeing it as a natural evolution that opens fresh opportunities. The ongoing buzz also underscores the unpredictability of the NBA landscape, where a single decision can reshape futures and ignite new chapters. As the season winds down, all eyes remain on Kuminga and Golden State, eager to see how this unfolding story will ultimately influence the league's balance of power. Stay updated exclusively with the latest Dub Nation news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep getting daily updates on the Warriors. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. Your input is essential for the Dubs community. Stay tuned for the next video.